guys, welcome back to the Arsenal Save. Appreciate your continued support on this save here on FIFA 23. As we crack on today, we're working our way up to the very beginning of the January transfer window, where we already have some outgoings decided and an incoming decided, signed and sealed, soon to be delivered, as per the last episode. If you missed it, check the channel page for it. We highlighted a couple of new transfer mechanics in there, and also made that signing and the sale. I'm waiting on a handful more scout reports for the other players remaining on my shortlist. I've got a number back already, but still a handful we're waiting to come in, and they should be in before the end of today's episode. So fingers crossed we've got the opportunity to have a proper look at the full shortlist and everybody's scout reports before we get to January, and we need to make the actual decision as to who to go for and buy. Manchester City at home to start today. Definitely going to be the most difficult game of the season so far, isn't it? Newcastle away and Crystal Palace to follow. Now, if I show you the standings, actually, I believe Newcastle having a decent season so far. As are we, up in third. Newcastle, however, down in 8th, but only 4 points behind us. Crystal Palace struggling so far. Down in 15th on 16 points, 5 points clear of the relegation zone. Currently, Southampton are bottom, Everton second bottom, and Bournemouth in the relegation zone as well. Not going well for Frank Lampard at the minute, nor Ralph Hasenhüttl. Bournemouth probably where you would expect them to be. Fulham there or thereabouts with regards to the relegation zone. But Nottingham Forest solidly mid-table so far, which, as a man who managed Nottingham Forest at the end of FIFA 22, I'm quite happy to see. And living 20 minutes from Nottingham as well. Pleased to see them do well. Right. I think it's time we just jump straight in, don't you? We are at full strength. No injuries or suspensions to be worrying about. So, let's go and see how good this Manchester City side truly are. Because at the minute, they are running away at the top of the table. We'll try and rein them in. The gap is already 10 points between us and them. We're not even at halfway yet. Please do continue to drop the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying this save. It really helps push the content to new people and help the channel grow in general. So thank you for that. And of course, if you're new or even if you've been watching regularly but aren't, do subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell and you won't miss out on any further content. Another My Player video to come to you, of course, later on today, as at present we are running 2 daily series here on the channel every single day. I'm going to go and do my press conference. Not too bothered about seeing that, to be honest. Morale can't really change much anyway. So I will see you at the Emirates for the Manchester City game. City in a 4-3-3, which is a formation you guys have requested that I utilise with my side in the comments section. I wanted to make sure that I highlighted that. Your feedback is very important. I am not looking to currently switch from the 4-2-3-1 because we've had a relative level of success with it thus far. But certainly, if we start to not get the results with the 4-2-3-1 and find ourselves in a bit of a poor patch, then perhaps switching to a 4-3-3 could be the answer. So thank you for that feedback. You guys let me know that Arsenal do play a 4-3-3 in real life, similar to this one. And it's something that I certainly will look to utilise should the 4-2-3-1 fail to work for me at any point. But we've found our feet, seemingly, at the moment, with the growth of the squad, and the results are starting to come in, and we're third in the table and going well. So don't really want to rock the boat at this moment in time. The City lineup is as strong as you would ever expect it to be. Edison, Walker, Laporte, Diaz, Cancelo, Rodri, Silva, De Bruyne, Mahrez, Foden, and the big boy. Could be a tough one, this, isn't it? I don't expect this to be very easy at all. Also, mistakenly, in an earlier episode, said that I thought Tomiyasu was aging. For some reason, I thought Tomiyasu was 28, 29. He's not. He's in his early 20s still. And you guys quite rightly put me to rights in the comments section on that particular episode. So thank you for letting me know I was wrong and doing it in a respectful manner. There will be moments where things like that do happen. Oh, go on. Of course, Gabby Jesus against his former team. That's only just twigged in my head as well. Well then, let's try and get Gabby some goals today, shall we? Zinchenko, of course, former City man as well. Tomiyasu into Salisu, or what to say there? Saliba. Not Salisu. Saka's in. I'll just dink it looking for Gabby. Oh my God! Gabriel Jesus trying to show Manchester City just how good he can be. My first scorpion kick on FIFA 23, unfortunately, hasn't gone in. But well worth the attempt from Gabby Jesus there. And that would have been goal of the season contender, if not Puskas contender, had it gone in. Across to Kieran Tierney. Martinelli seems rather reluctant, but now is making the burst forward. And Ødegaard is in. Laporte's coming across. Ødegaard with a finish! But wide of the target with said finish. Not good enough from Martin there. He's been very, very good for us so far this season, but the pressure on him from the defender, just enough to put him off. Here's Kyle Walker. Getting the ball down the line to Riyad Mahrez. He's overrun it there, Kyle. Bit of rivalry with Walker as well, obviously. He's a former Tottenham player. Ruben Dias has won that header very convincingly, but Saliba will get this forward. Ødegaard. It's not Ødegaard, it's Zinchenko, and he's given the ball away. Agent Ødegaard gifting City possession back. Look at the space in behind now, though, here for Gabby Martinelli. Walker out of position. Martinelli's touch is heavy. I was trying to pass that inside, and unfortunately, Kyle Walker's first touch is really letting him down here as well. Gabriel into Thomas Partey. Look at the space for Bukayo Saka. Pass didn't quite find him in the channel as I'd hoped it would. Ødegaard will look for Jesus. Oh, and he too narrowly misses that far right-hand post. The finishes are so very nearly there at the beginning of this game. Actually, at the halfway stage in this game. 60 seconds away from that whistle. City have had a lot of possession, but we've had the chances, but neither of us has a goal. Confirmation at half-time that City have had all of the ball and have done dick all with it. 3 chances for us and none for them. Only a 0.9 XG, which from those 3 chances that were pretty good, I would have thought might have been over 1, especially with Martin Ødegaard's opportunity as well. But what a start to the second half it could be here. Jesus in, but under pressure from Joao Cancelo. Zinchenko, City line press. I think this looking for Martinelli. I tried to return the ball to the middle, but that's not worked. Gabriel could win this, has done very well to do so. Zinchenko through that gap. I needed Ødegaard to take that in his stride. We're still trying to find the opening goal here against City. Kyle Walker's been struggling so far in this game to get into it, though, which is good news for me because he's normally well utilised by Manchester City. Thomas will loft this out to Bukayo. And then I'll look for Gabby. And look at that run in the middle. It would have been Zinchenko against his former team. But as ever, Ruben Dias and Aymeric Laporte are rock-damned solid for Manchester City in defence. They haven't been able to get Erling Haaland into the game at all so far. And long may that continue. Tierney to Zinchenko. You can see the runners on their toes waiting to make that darting run forward. Ødegaard played in. But the shot straight at the goalkeeper. Riyad Mahrez. My Pro Clubs player this year is called Riyad Marchez. Riyad Marchez. Asked on Twitter for your feedback for that. Thank you for the suggestions. Some of them were absolutely brilliant. Gabby Jesus just didn't want to take that in his stride, did he? Ruben Dias steps in and takes it away from him. Rodri to Bernardo Silva. Worried about that ball through there to Erling, but he's forced wide by it. Does keep it in play. Support is here with him. Tomiyasu trying to hold him up. Don't like this. Foden with a great turn. Just getting there with Gabriel, and Saka will ensure that he clears it. Put his foot right through it, but it's still fallen to Phil Foden. He'll wind up and draw the save from Aaron Ramsdale. First proper stop the keepers had to make, but it needed stopping. Good effort from Phil Foden that, and proves that City have the quality with just that one clear-cut, or even not clear-cut, snap chance opportunity. They can punish me. Wayward positioning from Kyle Walker there, though, and Gabby Martinelli is in behind here, and will try and tuck this short. And Zinchenko fires it against Ruben Dias, and still no opening goal. Gabby Martinelli will deliver this. With about 2 bars of power on it, which isn't enough to beat the first man, unfortunately. City will clear again. Continually, looks like we might get a 0-0 draw here. Saka. Ødegaard is there. Zinchenko's with me. And then we'll move it left. A goal at this stage certainly would be decisive. Derek Ray. It's a lovely spin by Ødegaard. He's in behind here. Edison's just too good. There's that lack of clinicality coming up again. Triple change for me. I'll put a bit more power on this corner. And we'll see if we can get someone underneath it. Tomiyasu's up. Edison again. Let's try for another time. Go on, up we go. Gabriel, I mean, it's on target, I guess, but it's not going to be beating the keeper like that, is it? Still 0-0, 5 to go. Orland played around the corner as well. Gabriel kind of bumped into his teammate, but he's still been able to get there. Under pressure here. Don't muck it up, Ches. Just get rid of it. Ramsdale's clearance. Oh, we got a free kick. It hit an arm. Ramsdale just trying to pump it up the pitch and smacked it straight against the man that was in front of him. Thankfully, it hit his arm. And it was a free kick to me. Otherwise, that could have gotten really, really, really embarrassing for Aaron Ramsdale. Sambi Lokonga to Fabio Vieira. You can see the run that Jesus wants to make. It's not quite going to find its way to a teammate there. We're going to have to settle for a 0-0 draw. But a 0-0 draw against the runaway league leaders, I will take. We were the better side as well, which shows how much this side has progressed since the beginning of the season, because we were a little bit off the pace, weren't we, when we first started. City, all the ball, no chances. You know where they need to improve. Just taking some shots rather than constantly looking for the extra pass, which is what they did in that game, which is why they had as few chances as they did. Pleased with the points and the clean sheet, and we'll head into the next game against Newcastle, albeit away from home. High on confidence and hoping that we can get 3 points this time around. I have had a bid for Cedric. I recently placed him on the transfer list as we're looking to sign a different backup right back, someone that's better than Cedric. The initial plan was, of course, to replace Tomiyasu, but he's actually proved to be pretty damned good. So Tomiyasu stays as first-team right back. Cedric, though, will look to move on. And on Christmas Eve, we're going to look to give Fiorentina a present. And to be honest, they're going to give me more than his market value, so I'm quite happy to just accept that. It probably won't give me that good a rating for the transfer, but I'm pretty sure that that's still a good deal for us. And on Christmas Day, not Boxing Day, well done, EA, we have Newcastle away. Lovely. So, Merry Christmas, everyone. Let's go and play one of the longest away days of the entire season, if not the longest away day of the entire season. A 4-3-3 for Newcastle as well. Pope, Trippier, Botman share target. The midfield of Joel Linton, Bruno Guimaraes and Jonjo Shelvey, with Miguel Almiron on the right, Alan Saint-Maximin on the left, and Alexander Isak through the middle. Chris Wood, Ryan Fraser, Manquillo, Callum Wilson, who is potentially an option as a backup striker for me. Elliot Anderson, Emil Kraft and Carl Darlow on the bench. I am contemplating, back and forth with live chat, whether I should loan Eddie Nketiah for the rest of this season so he gets more first-team football and bring in, and then potentially loan him for season 2 as well to maximise his growth and bring in someone that's 28 plus as an 18-month shorter-term better backup striker. Indecisive and undecided at the moment. Some changes for this lineup though. Smith Rowe, Marquinhos, Xhaka and Ben White into the 11. Away from home against Newcastle we go. Gabriel's going to have his hands full today with Alexander Isak, who's going to be a really difficult striker to play against. It's a nice ball into Marquinhos, though, who has certainly made the impact when he's had the opportunity. Zinchenko looking for Gabby Martinelli. I'm actually really surprised that Martinelli by default is as lowly rated as he is. I personally would have had Gabby Martinelli as like an 80 or 81 rated player, not a 78. I think that's too low for a player of his experience at the Premier League and, in general, his ability. Oh, own goal for Newcastle nearly as Sven Botman scrambles it clear. Keeper came for it, didn't get there, and that was nearly calamitous for the Newcastle backline. Martinelli's corner delivery is decent. Botman does get to this one and get it away. Zinchenko quickly to Gabriel. Have to get this out wide here to Granit Xhaka. Where do we go? Tomiyasu. And Gabby can't keep hold of it. Have I got a free kick there? Oh, no. They have. He was offside. Was he off? Oh, just that left foot. I tell you what, that is a very keen spot from the linesman. Saint-Maximin is very loose from him. It's also very unlike him to play a first-time pass as well. You'd expect Saint-Maximin in that scenario to take a touch and run. Poor defensive work there. And Jesus draws the save out of the keeper. The defender committed, thinking I was going to turn onto Jesus' right. Went onto his left, and it very nearly worked for us. Smith Rowe's underneath this. Tomiyasu comes. There's a foul in there. It's probably Tomiyasu flattering the Newcastle defender. It's been all Arsenal so far. But it was all Arsenal at times in the game against City. But I couldn't find a way past. Although I'd like to think, as Almiron nutmegs Kieran Tierney and makes an absolute fool of him, I'd like to think against Newcastle, ultimately, we should be able to find a way through much better than we did against the higher quality Manchester City defence. Isak with the shot. Keeper's going to come for this. He's going to have to get there. Makes a mess of it. But we will deny them the throw and get possession back. Go on then, Tomiyasu. Can you have a little go further forward as a marauding wing-back? To be fair, I do have him set to stay back whilst attacking. So he did stick to those instructions there. Half an hour played. You can see how end-to-end the game is getting, but no goals. Almiron. Not very well dealt with by Trippier. Very well dealt with by Gabriel. That is a strong challenge. Almiron with the option. Crosses there. Tackle by Martinelli. And corner kick for Newcastle. Stoppage time at the end of the half. Now in FIFA 22, I would be worried that we'd get done over here in stoppage time, but Almiron's header goes a long way wide. Gabriel into Xhaka. And out wide there to Tomiyasu. It's been a goal at the Etihad, but we're worried about proceedings here for now. Gabi Jesus called one. Oh, I was going to go for a quick 1-2. It's well defended. Isak looking for Saint-Maximin. Gets away from him. Joel Linton using that physicality to win it back for Newcastle, though. Out to Miguel Almiron, who they've used quite regularly on this right-hand side. Preferring going to him over... Oh, wide. Over going to Alan Saint-Maximin on the left-hand side. Isak with a decent effort there, but the keeper saw it wide. Chances are coming for both teams. Wolves score again and equalise against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea chasing us, of course, in the table. Trippier looking to get away here, finding John Joe Shelvey. Ben White intercepts, and we will clear away. Tierney to Martinelli. Counter-attacking chance here. Some changes waiting to be made, but as of yet, those players that were given the start have the opportunity to prove that they were worthy of it by looking to get us a goal to go in front. Smith Rowe beats his man. Touch to turn around the corner. Too heavy, though. It's been the case a couple of times with Smith Rowe in this game so far. He's had a good opportunity to beat a man or find a pass, and his first touch has let him down. Gabby's doesn't there. Play him in this time. And this time, on this occasion, the pass isn't good enough to even reach him. Continue to get to that. It's such a competitive game, and you can see how the ball just keeps changing hands. But Martinelli's in behind here now, and Smith Rowe can commit to try and get to this. Can he? No, he's not. Although he's dipped well. And, oh, just can't find that final ball. It's so frustrating. Getting so close to having a real clear-cut opportunity and nabbing a 1-0 win. But that final ball for either side, just not there. Joel Linton held up. Back to target, into the middle. Gabriel up well, but it's going to be picked up by Fabian Schär. Doesn't look like the substitutes that I made in the 77th minute are going to get a chance to come on here because we're in stoppage time now. And as the ball comes in, it's either going to be 1-0 Newcastle or 0-0. And it's to be 1-0 Newcastle. That's game. Back-to-back 0-0 draws. We've not had that before. Back-to-back clean sheets is very much welcome. But slight lack of goals has been concerning. Although, what? One chance? I felt like I had much more of the play than one chance in 90 minutes there. Well, I just did a Manchester City, didn't I? Had a lot of the ball. Didn't do anything with it. As much as I was critical of Manchester City for that, we have to look at ourselves and be critical of our own performance when we do that sort of end result. I'm disappointed we couldn't keep a clean sheet. It was 0-0, mate. We saw two very committed sides out there, is what we'll say. Two very solid defensive units. Played a lot of games recently, which we have done. But we should be able to deal with the squad with the nature of the fixture list, and given the fact we're looking to improve in quality, in depth in the January window, we should be stronger yet still for the second half of the season. We currently, as you can see, have one incoming offer that is being negotiated by Fiorentina. They're at contract terms with Cedric now, and hopefully they'll sort that out. Is everybody fully fit for this game against Palace? No. So I'm going to make a couple of alterations, and then we'll play this third game. Where are we in the league now? We've dropped to 5th. Back-to-back draws have seen us fall out of the top 4. Let's get a win this time. 4-3-3 appears to be the formation of the day, doesn't it? Maybe it's trying to send me a message from you guys in the comment section to me in game. Vincente Waita in goal for them. Klein, Anderson, Gahey and Tyrek Mitchell, the back 4 for Crystal Palace here. MacArthur, Hughes and Eze, who'll be very dangerous in the midfield. Jordan Ayew gets the nod on the right-hand side. Jeffrey Schlupp on the left. And Odsonne Edouard through the middle. Some changes again for me in this lineup as per the stamina of the side, with obviously the fixture list getting a little bit congested over the Christmas period. Fabio Vieira gets the start at cam, and Ødegaard actually drops a little bit deeper into a more box-to-box role rather than that attacking cam. We'll see how that pans out. Only change for me though, that. Tierney into Ødegaard. Martinelli played in down the line. Ødegaard continuing to get forward here despite being in that deeper role by default in this game. Jesus shows brilliant footwork to keep hold of the ball there. We'll get that out to Martinelli, who will just dink it into the middle. And Saka's trying to get there. He didn't touch that. That came off Tyrek Mitchell, I think. Oh my God, what have they done? What have they done? Cost themselves the game, perhaps. Vicente Waita with an awful mistake. And Gabby Jesus is on the phone and he wants some goals, please. And Palace answered that call and gifted us possession. Waita, he's literally thrown that straight to Fabio Vieira. He's done well to get it quickly to Jesus after being played in by Bukayo Saka. And, well, just can't get there, the keeper, from close range. Jesus powers it into the back of the net. I've been struggling for goals today, but if they're going to give me a gift like that, I'm going to take it. Forward to Thomas Partey. Driven quickly through that gap. That's well worked. Saka tucked back in. Fabio Vieira need that support from deeper, which wasn't really there. Ødegaard had just disappeared slightly further forward. I don't know as having Martin Ødegaard in that deeper role is actually going to lead to me being too defensively solid. Good save, Ramsdale, to deny Odsonne Edouard. But when we have two players that are used to playing in that slightly deeper role, I actually have an option there, but at times, even in just the 25 minutes we've played already, I have felt like I'm a little bit open centrally there. Eze's in and slams home. Crystal Palace equalise. No 3 straight clean sheets here. This London derby has got goals in it. To Thomas Partey. No clean sheet for his final game. Saka to Vieira. Look at Ødegaard. Failed there? Well, failed, yes. Not fouled, ultimately, the referee decided. Ødegaard out to Martinelli. Tuck this back to Saka. First time shot. Good stop by the keeper. Bukayo getting stuck in there. Martinelli with the delivery. I mean, I put 3 bars of power on that, and it's not beaten the man at the near post. Maybe I need to change the way I'm taking my corners. Ødegaard with the effort. Waita makes the save and just recovers in time before Bukayo Saka tucks home into an empty net. 10 minutes to go till half-time. 1-1 continually. Tierney, Partey, Saka is making a good run. Jesus can be played in through that gap. Gabby's in for a second for him, but will hit the woodwork. Martinelli on the follow-up. That would have... keep it in play, thank you. Dear me. Would go down as one of the worst misses of the season. Oh, and Fabio Vieira puts it over the bar from there. That's really poor. Trying to just find the left-hand side of the goal in general with a finessed effort. Not sure what his weak foot is, Fabio Vieira. But that's... oh, he's left-footed with a 5-star weak foot. And that's what he came up with a finish. Certainly showing that 69 finishing stat there then, isn't he? Wow, that was particularly poor, Fabio. He might be going out on loan sooner rather than later to get a little bit of growth and some more first-team football, because he's not really got the quality I need when I'm trying to call upon him at the minute, Fabio Vieira. So nice ball out wide there to Jordan Ayew, and he spun really well. And that's a ball through to Edouard, who's onside here, but Ramsdale makes the save, thankfully. Stoppage time at the end of the first half, and Palace looking to go in at the break with the advantage. Ayew delivers the corner. Again, it's a poor one, as per mine earlier on. So we'll stay at 1-1 for now. Nice tackle by Xhaka off the bench immediately and making an impact. We've moved Martin Ødegaard further forward again and taken Fabio Vieira off. Not necessarily just because. Oh, strike from Eberechi at the double for Crystal Palace. A goal either side at half-time. They lead. Very well put together. Vieira off, as I was saying. Odegaard moved back to Cam, and Xhaka coming on for Fabio Vieira, but it's just opened up for him there. Nowhere near it, the goalkeeper. Brilliant finish, and that's not how I envisaged this second half starting with the changes I was making. Thomas Partey's final game may end up in defeat. Back here to Will Hughes. Back to Ayew. Eze tackled by Tierney. Thomas Partey to Odegaard. Go on, Gabby. Make me the run. He's not. This Gabby has made me some sort of run. I'll look for Jesus here. It's a nice ball. He's found well. He's on his own. But he might not need anyone else. He absolutely doesn't. 10th goal of the season for Gabriel Jesus. And we're level again. And with, as you can see the clock in the background, just over 10 minutes to play, we will push for this win. Nice tackle by Saliba. We've won it back early doors after kickoff. Be a hell of a turnaround this. We have got the occasional comeback in us though, don't we? Martin Odegaard looking through there to Marquinhos off the bench. Good save by Waite. He's done well enough this time. I might not get a better chance than that. Right, I'm going to chip it instead and just float this ball into the middle like that. So we can... Oh, Saliba wound up for it. Marquinhos. I see Odegaard. Martin Odegaard. Good block by Tyrick Mitchell. Win that. Ayew's beaten Tomiyasu in the air. Jordan Ayew's had a very good game for Crystal Palace here. Xhaka. Odegaard quickly. Jesus can't beat the man. It's cleared away. Manchester City have conceded at home against Chelsea. It's 1-1 there in that game. City continually drawing some games. I've definitely mistimed that, and they'll take the advantage. Tomiyasu's going to get a yellow card here for that. But apparently that's now my throw. All right, cheers. The advantage wasn't there. Xhaka, I'm going to have to use the left back because Marquinhos down the line isn't in much space. Tierney into Odegaard. Xhaka. Jesus, get forward here, please, Marquinhos. You just had a very good chance, but I can't say that I'm disappointed with the attempted effort because he tried his absolute best. I am disappointed, however, with the quality of the cross. That's going to be game. It will be 3 straight draws today, but it could have been worse here at the Emirates. It could have been... Oh, it could have been 3-2 to Arsenal. It will be 2-2. So very nearly. 3 straight draws on the run into the January transfer window. Not necessarily advertising Arsenal Football Club as a potential place to come for any new signings inbound. However, as we approach January the 1st, it will be Thomas Partey leaving us. Hopefully in the meantime, Cedric will agree contract terms with Fiorentina as well, and Cedric will leave. We already have Yuri Tielemans on the way into the club. That's already confirmed, and we have some money left. We were resilient today, but we really should have been winning, really. We were resilient, but resilience isn't necessarily enough. Still 5th, still within 1 point of the top 4, but now 12 points off the top. It's a 2-horse race again. Liverpool have closed the gap as City have drawn against me and drawn against Chelsea today. Spurs 8 points off top, Leicester 10, myself 12. Newcastle could come up to 3 points behind us if they win their game in hand as well, which looks like it's going to be against Manchester United, so it's not necessarily a straightforward one. But we'll get to January the 1st. Cedric sold. There you go. Confirmation that that deal has been done. You might see the cutscene momentarily of us showing him out the door. Still, a number of scout reports. Never mind. I think they've just come. Hello. A new cutscene at the beginning. Oh, a new signing. Yuri Tielemans is in and through the door. And Martin Odegaard, club captain, of course, comes to welcome him in as well. Doing his medical on the treadmill, which technically he should have already done to have signed the contract in the first place. But Saka and Martin Odegaard seem happy to have him at the club. Both now welcoming him into the Emirates and into the training ground. Quick conversation. Number 13 is what he's been given. Pictures for social media. I quite like this edition. Obviously, moving forward, we'll probably skip it. But it's a nice addition to see once. Oops. Don't quit, Ches. Yuri Tielemans in. And as such, Xhaka, sorry, you are not going to be starting it is going to be Yuri that is in. But you can see how the squad is thinned out a bit now with El Neni having left as well, and a couple of players gone out on loan. But our plan for the January transfer window, of course, is to improve the depth and quality in depth at the squad. So, in tomorrow's episode, that's exactly what we will do. Time to spend some money. And left in my kitty financially is £69.5 million. Plenty of money left to do something, isn't there? So join me tomorrow and we'll do it.